We will start with the stoush at Marvel Stadium, the last game of round 11. Pre-match, Ross Lyon said something, Damian, the coach of the Suns, didn't like it, and Mark Evans, CEO of the Suns, furthered the cause this morning.
You know, I'm a little bit concerned. They're chock full of talent, aren't they? The AFL nepo baby, but
Nepo baby.
Nepo baby, yeah. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's a little bit disrespectful, I think. Trust me, I've been at Richmond and I've come to the Gold Coast. We don't get a lot. What probably St Kilda should do is just make sure they focus on their own backyard instead of trying to bring everyone else down. You know, 13,000 people here today. We'll just focus on Gold Coast. They should focus on themselves. End of the day, first person or first place you need to look is injured. So focus on them, we'll focus on us.
I thought the comments were offensive and out of order. Offensive in that the word implies corruption and favouritism. So that really stabs at the club's hard work over a lot of years.
So the off-field has overtaken the on-field. The Gold Coast Suns won that match. They go to 8-2. We'll take a look at what that means in a moment. But I have no issue with what the Suns have done there, Lloyd. In fact, I really like the retort of Damian and Mark Evans in following up what Ross Lyon said, because I think their points are really pertinent and valid and important, because the St Kilda Footy Club does need to look at what it's doing itself before it worries about these crusades that Andrew Bassett, the chair, and even Ross Lyon himself are driving this year. Because right now, 3 years into the Ross Lyon in charge of St Kilda Football Club, it is no better than what it was under Brett Ratton.
Yeah, there's no doubt behind the scenes St Kilda will be complaining about the academies. We've heard Bassett speak about father-sons and how that's not great because St Kilda...
And they're good causes to raise, but maybe raise them in a different forum and at a different time.
Yeah, and I know where they'd be offended because you can be gifted. Yeah, it's great having the academies, no doubt about that. That gives them a bit of a leg up because of the quality that's come through the Gold Coast academies, but they've worked so hard. So we've seen the Suns over 15 years or whatever it is, that they've had no success whatsoever. So Damian would be offended in a sense that the hard work that he has put in to get this team to 8-2, that it's just a whack across what they're doing there.
But even the mindset of a coach, Lloyd, to produce this phrase, the nepo baby, as he's about 15 minutes away from playing a game of footy. This is a club that is now 4-7. It is not playing well. It has lost to West Coast. Now, that takes some doing this year. West Coast has won one game this year. It was against the St Kilda Footy Club. And even the deflection of Ross, the cuddly Ross, the friendly Ross, it's not him. It's not working. I understand why he wants to portray an image that is different to what it was in the past, because it was harsh and stark in the past. But I think St Kilda needs the old Ross back in all facets, and to not be talking about White Lotus and Married at First Sight, and just to be the ruthless Ross Lyon, which his club needs him to be.
Yeah, and Damian even whacked that they only got 13,000 people there, which I like because there's no real redeeming features at St Kilda at the moment. So I'm with you. They need to focus on themselves and themselves only because, again, it was a poor performance. They fought hard in the second half, but some of the ball use from St Kilda just wasn't good enough. So, you see, I thought Gold Coast were the better side early, but after half-time, St Kilda were pressing and they were coming pretty hard, but they just don't have the skill or the poise just to put scoreboard pressure on and punish you. And that's why 13,000 people go and watch them play, because there's nothing really that gets you excited.
To the neutral observer, it was an ugly slog of a game to watch, wasn't it? And again, I think to Damian Hardwick's point, and this is where St Kilda do leave themselves exposed with making these comments about other clubs and the industry. When you only got 13,000 of your own at a home game, I know it's a Sunday fixture, I get that, and I get they're 4-7 as a result of their form this year, but there are problems there, Lordo. Just back on the Suns for a moment. 8-2, obviously they've got that game up their sleeve, the postponed opening game. They've done enough now to believe and convince the competition they're top four.
They have, because even yesterday, King has 3 possessions, kicks 2 goals, but didn't do a heap. Matty Rowell even only had a handful of possessions in the first half, so they're not reliant like they used to be on certain individuals.